Hey there, the yoga couple. Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Hi. How are you? So what do you know about Facebook ads or doing Facebook ads? Anyone that's on right now? If you have any questions, that's what we're going to be talking about today, but more so about Facebook ad graphics. So I'm waiting for some people about to do a Facebook ad for yoga retreat and curious to learn. Awesome. Yay, that's what we'll be doing here today. So good. It's good timing, right? Good timing. Where is your yoga retreat going to be? And what we can also do while we're waiting for some people to jump on with us, and I'm going to introduce myself here shortly. El Salvador. Oh, that's awesome. I have a good friend from there. Great. That's really great. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right, everyone. So here's how my scopes work. If you're new to my scopes, I'm Tiffany Lanier. I'm an online business and personal development coach. And I teach entrepreneurs how to market and monetize their expertise primarily online. Hey, the goddess within. Thank you. We can tap the screen for some hearts. That would be wonderful. If you think any of your friends, people, colleagues would like to learn about Facebook ads, you can go ahead and share this scope. You can swipe it on to the right. Hey, happy to see you. You can swipe it on to the right or up, and you can click share here on Periscope or on Twitter. That would be so great. If you're watching the replay, you can still tap the screen and the hearts will still apply. So I would absolutely love that. So just a heads up, everyone, I'm going to teach you what to look for when you're doing your Facebook ad graphics, right? So that you make sure that they pop and that people actually want to see what you're doing and they want to click on the ad so that they can go to your website or wherever you're trying to send them. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today, okay? But I want to share with you quickly doing a Facebook ads live masterclass this Thursday, and if you want to learn more about it, you can go to bit.ly/FBAD class. And so all those are capitalized except the last LASS, okay? So if you want to learn more about Facebook ads, I'm going to be teaching a whole course on it. So it's learning just a little bit about it, but we've been doing ads for some time now, probably 2 years? A little over 2 years. And so over the next couple of days here on Periscope, I'm going to show you some tips and tools and techniques that we have used to really ramp things up on Facebook. But I want to teach you pretty much what they need to look like first. So I'm going to show you a set of ads that I created in Canva. So if you're looking to create some of your ads, canva.com is a great place to do so. And let me just go ahead and show you. Okay, so these are some of the ads that I have for a campaign going on right now. So as a business coach and marketing strategist, I'm showcasing a new workbook that I have called Presence and Profits. And I'm teaching people how to go from making $40 an hour in their coaching or consulting to $1,000 sessions. So that's what these ads are for. So here are a couple of rules you might want to write down when it comes to creating dynamic Facebook ads. The first is your image, right? So really picking an image that represents what you are talking about, what you're promoting, what you're advertising. So if you are a solopreneur and you're the face of your brand, whether you choose yourself or choose someone else to represent whatever you're talking about in your ad, you want to make sure that that picture is nice and clear and that it represents what you are looking to promote. In this case, my company is Live with Tiffany, so you pretty much know that you're going to be dealing with me for the most part, as well as my partner who also teaches marketing strategy with my clients, but you get me for the most part. So you want to keep that in mind when you are working on your ads. You want to make sure that the images are great. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is to break up the pattern. All right, so as you see here, I have a border, right? A border around, it's a small border in this case. Some of my ads in the past have been thicker borders, but if you put like a border around, if it's red or if it's some kind of bright color to break up what people see on their news feed, because when you're scrolling, hold on, let me see. When you're scrolling, let me just go on back on Facebook and kind of give you an example. So when you're scrolling down, okay, look. So the first thing I see is this ad, right? How bright is that? It only has a 57 in it, but it's really, really bright. So as you're scrolling and you see all this white, what catches your eye? It's going to be pictures of people, videos, those types of things you're going to see that really breaks up what's going on your timeline. So making sure that your ad pops, if you're going to use an image, if you're going to use color, but whatever it is, make sure that it pops out so that people can stop and say, oh, what is that? As they're looking at it. So in this case, I use this color, this like magenta color to break it up. I have a triangle in here. On this ad, it comes right across this black and white picture so that it's bold color right there. This one is more just the image with no text because you can do both. And I'm testing all 3 ads to see how they do. But you want to just make sure that you create some kind of color scheme and that it's bold and showcases what you want people to see. Just like this one right here. I think this is a perfect example that I pulled up. This is for a credit score. It says 57, but you can definitely see all this color. So you want to keep that in mind as well. When it comes to your text, all right, so you see here, it says ready to raise your rates, right? So I'm talking to coaches and consultants who are ready to raise their rates from doing really inexpensive sessions to doing a little more expensive sessions to showcase their talent and expertise so that they can know or own their worth. So that's what these ads are all about. But you want to make sure your text is small. So your text can't be as big as, let's say, this image right here. So, like for my Facebook ad masterclass, you see this text way too big for a regular ad. Facebook will actually deny this if I were going to make this an ad that I was trying to promote. So you want to make sure that your text meets the 20% rule. And how do you know if your text meets the 20% rule? Well, if you go to the Facebook grid tool, so that's what this is right here, a grid tool. So you might want to write that down. And you can also Google it, but it's facebook.com/ads/tools/text_overlay. It's a little long, but you can Google it, and that's a grid tool. And a grid tool will allow for you, hey crazy brother, will allow for you to download, let's see, do an ad, one of my ads. Let's see if I can bring one up for you guys so I can show you exactly what it looks like. I'm going to just bring up this image. It's not the ad exactly, but I'm having a hard time locating that exact image. But let's see. Okay, so let's say you put up a picture, right? So that's any picture. So this is actually the cover of my workbook, Presidents and Profits. But if you were to highlight these boxes, over here it would tell you about how much percentage of text you're using. So it says based on the boxes you selected, your images is covered by 12% text. So if it's only 12% text, I actually have some more room. But usually your text have to be within 3 or 4 boxes in total in order to make sure you're meeting the 20% text rule. So when you go back over and you're creating your ad, you want to make sure that your font is small enough, right? That your font is small enough that it's meeting the requirement so that you don't go over, because Facebook will definitely not post your ad if you don't meet the requirement. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and recap, shall we? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. If you guys have any graphic ad questions, you're more than welcome to ask me right now. I want to do a quick recap. Also, remind you that I'm holding a Facebook Ads Live Masterclass. So this isn't a free webinar or anything, but it's actual class because we have had some really great results utilizing Facebook ads over the last couple of years. And it really doesn't have to be this overwhelming, all-encompassing type of venture that people make it out to be, but really understanding how to use Facebook ads to market to your audience. And that will allow for you to really not only gain visibility, but also, hold on while I try to get to this class, gain visibility, but also start generating new leads and revenue. And that is what you really, really want to do. Facebook ads. Okay, let's see if I can get there with maybe. Okay, cool. So if you went to livewithtiffany.com/Facebook ads, you would also see everything there. So it says the Facebook ads masterclass. So we also go over what we're teaching and what the benefits are. So in case you were wondering, well, why should I use Facebook ads? Well, it's relatively easy to use, right? You're comfortable with the platform if you do utilize it for your personal use, so it might give you some more comfort versus going outside and doing other types of digital ads, right? Facebook really does allow for you to take big leaps without having major risks, which is really, really great. One of the biggest potential customers and client databases in the world, you have the ability to really target your audience with impressive detail. It has great analytics. And like I said, for visibility, name recognition, and brand awareness, you can't really beat it because there are so many people utilizing Facebook. And another great thing, if you're worried about budget, right? When it comes to doing your Facebook ads or any ad, usually you have to pay everything up front. But with Facebook, you pay as you go. So you can start with a budget of $2, $5, $10, and you can always turn it off. You can always test it. You can always tweak it. And so we are going to teach you how to use everything. So how to really utilize Facebook, how to navigate the ad manager, a crash course on the power editor, which is a little more complicated than boosting. So many people just boost their ads and they don't really know how to do other types of ads. And so we're going to showcase that as well. Show you how to target your ads so you can stop guessing, because so many people just try to like click whoever they think, but they don't even know who their audience members really are that wants their stuff. So we're going to talk about that. Show you how to test and tweak your campaigns, how to design. So I'm already showing you how to design, but I'm going to go into way deeper during the course. And types of ads that you can do to build your business, and show you a personal case study of mine, how I did $2 a day and landed over $10,000 in sales. And so you don't have to really spend a ton of money in order to, reach the kind of gains that you would like. And so if you wanted to learn more about my Facebook Masterclass, you can go to this bit.ly link. So that's bit.ly/FBADC. Well, it's really class, but those are the capitals. So you can definitely head over there and you can get your ticket for the class. It's this Thursday. It's live. It's $97, but the class will be $197 after. So I'm giving you actually 50% off to do with me, which is a little backwards, right? Because usually it costs more to do it live because we're going to be having live Q&A, and you're going to be able to make your ad pretty much right then and there. So if you follow along with us and you want to start building your ads and you have a question, you can do so while we are there with you. So that's something that you can definitely keep in mind if you want someone to be there to help guide you as well. So you can go over to livewithtiffany.com/Facebook ads or that bit.ly link that I just showed you. But let's do a quick recap on the, 3 things that you should consider when creating your Facebook images, okay? So we're going to do a quick recap. Let me go into Canva again. So first is your images. So what is it that your ad looks like? You want it to be really appealing, right? So you want to make sure you're picking great images. You want to make sure that if it's a personal picture, that it's good quality. If you're going to pick a stock photo, that it's not boring, that it really does pop. and whatever text or anything that you include, it has to pop as well, but also make sure it reaches the requirements of 20% text. And your designing, let me show this. Your designing should be to break up the space, right? To really create something that pops so that when people are scrolling, they stop and say, oh, let me take a look at this. Let me see what that's about. So you want to consider that when you're doing your ad as well. Do you have any questions for me right now? Or have you ever done any Facebook ads? What are you working on? I would love some feedback from you, what you have any questions about, and I will surely be here to answer. If you want to share this with your people, you can still do that. Of course, if you're watching the replay, you can tap the screen and give some hearts. And yeah, so that's pretty much a couple of things you can look out for when you're creating your Facebook ads. Some things to keep in mind, because there are a lot of boring type of Facebook ads, and you don't want to be one that's pretty much a whiteout or gray, because that won't stand out. So make sure that you're doing things and you're creating images that pop when you are scrolling. So I hope that helped you. And like I said, if you want to join me for the masterclass, so that's where we teach you everything you need to know about creating your Facebook ads, everything, walking you step by step. Make sure you join on Thursday, and you can get your ticket here at bit.ly/FBAD class. And those capitals do count when you're putting in the bit.ly link. So keep that in mind. If there are no more questions, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys live on the class.